Wow. There's a dog bowl behind me. Dog food and a water bowl that is unattended by the dog for whom it was laid out. Smokey's not eating much lately. He's getting old. And I'm looking at him right now. He's in his dog bed. Just kind of not looking at me because he can't see that far anymore. He's looking in my direction because I think he sort of hears my voice. He's also losing his hearing. You know, dogs. Let's see. Chat filter, moderation, subscribers, great. Good afternoon, Kathy. So I'm here working. I'm trying to I want to get in the habit, guys, of doing the daily show at noon Eastern time. So that's going to be, 9 a.m. in California, and then all the other hours in between as one passes through America. What am I listening to today? There's a new episode of Pivot with Scott and Kara, where they seem to talk a lot about breath work, strap-ons, and of course Elon Musk. I'll leave what that means to your imagination, or you can go listen to it. And a new episode with Raging Moderates, which I love so much. Scott, one of the best moves Scott made last year was pairing up with Jessica Tarlow from Fox News to do Raging Moderates, their political podcast, and they had their first episode of the year drop this morning. They recorded yesterday. Yesterday when they recorded was January 6th, so they talked a little bit about that and all of that. Anyway, I'm not finished with it. I'm about 15 minutes into the episode, but it's always such smart discourse between those two, especially with Jessica, because it's really her wheelhouse, you know what I mean? So, what did we learn today? So I guess today in the news, Mark Zuckerberg decided, and the people at Meta, but Zuckerberg decided that they're going to not do fact checking anymore. They're disabling fact checking, and they're going to do basically what Elon does at X. Like, essentially, everyone's putting on their knee pads and bowing down to Trump. Instead of standing up to him, everyone's afraid of Donald Trump, and they're just acquiescing. What was that term that was being bandied about not long ago? Thank you very much, Richard Katz, for your tip in the jar. I appreciate that. What was that term, you guys, that was being bandied about last week? It's sort of when people were sort of acquiescing to Trump in advance. What's the word? It's two words, and I'm drawing such a blank. And it was a great term, whoever came up with it, because it really kind of nails the point. Not like, I'm drawing such a blank. That pre-term, like when someone sort of in advance, sort of premature surrender, and something like, it's along those lines, Millie, but that's not the term. Premature surrender, it's sort of like, someone's got to think of it. Is it really surprising that the most powerful man in the world should be a figure of controversy? Not totally, but not like this. I mean, we're in unprecedented times. William Kelly, thank you. Timothy Snyder's term, what was the term? It's two words. It's going to drive me crazy. Anyway, I should move on before I go more nuts than I already am. Anyway, so it's disappointing. And I remember being sort of excited when Meta released Threads, right? Because, let's see, how these people worth billions are so afraid. Yeah, I don't know. They're all getting on board too, you know. These people who are donating $1 million at a time uh, for for the inauguration. Hamilton, thank you so much. See, Hamilton says, along with his tip in the jar, says, I don't think I can watch the news for 4 years, cancel my cable TV except for Wi-Fi. Yeah, I'm all Wi-Fi. I cut the cord with cable like 15 years ago. I think I remember my last cable account, I discontinued it in like 2008. New glasses? Not really. These are just readers. But anyway, it's disappointing because I thought Threads and Zuckerberg had a really good opportunity to blow Musk out of the water with Threads. It was a great idea. All they had to do was essentially just duplicate what Twitter anticipatory obedience. Obedience is part of it. Anticipatory obedience, something like that. Obey in advance, or something like that, or something. Anyway, we're on the same page. Anyway, Zuckerberg just had to duplicate Twitter. You know what I mean? Like, make it the same thing. And so what came out instead was obey in advance, or something like that. Obey in advance. What Threads became instead was something else. It's to be fair, Threads does have its charms. There are some aspects of Threads that I really have grown to like, but I think Zuckerberg had a real opportunity to really steal the Twitter crowd, and blew it. Anticipatory acquiescence, that's a great term. That's really it. But they kind of blew it. They're like, well, we want to do our own thing. And then they became, and then Threads became unfocused on news, which is also a mistake because the world's full of news junkies. If you don't want that, go to Facebook. Threads should have been something else, and could have been something else. But they kind of blew it, as I see it. And now they're not going to do content moderation or fact checking and let the community do it. Yeah, because the user base is just, a genius pool. Sure. So it's a real shame. I think Threads could have been amazing. I was very excited about it. Now I'm spending a lot of time on Blue Sky. I'm really enjoying Blue Sky. I really am. I forget the names of the people. I know that Jack Dorsey was one of the founders of it. He's not involved anymore. And it's a very positive experience. I really like Blue Sky. It's very news-oriented. My favorite news organizations are there. And what do I like? I'm interested in, and you can make your lists. Like, of all the accounts I follow, you can make a little sub-list. And I call it my newsstand. And my newsstand includes, I'll tell you who it is right now, actually. Let me just log into it. And I will go to my newsstand. Let's see, who are my lists? Newsstand. Who's in my newsstand? CNN, the Times of London, the New Yorker, the Bulwark, Wall Street Journal, The Verge, New York Times, Gothamist, which is our local news thing, The Guardian, I love. Let's see, who else? Like NPR, The New Yorker, Associated Press, Reuters. It's sort of like a digital newsstand. Who are the people in my? Okay, here we go. These are the accounts in my newsstand, and this is what I open first in the morning. By the way, so when I wake up in the morning, I got my good morning, and I got that going for me. And I fire up some classical music or no music at all because I need to focus. And I go to my news on now Blue Sky. Used to be Twitter back in the day, because I did this on Twitter. I had a news list. PBS, Reuters, New York Magazine, WNYC. It's our local NPR public station here. I hope you subscribe to yours. CNN, Puck. They do great work. The Times of London, Vanity Fair, The Bulwark, The New Yorker, Vulture, which is a culture thing for New York Magazine, The Gothamist, The City, which is a great local news startup here in New York, New York Times Wirecutter, Business of Fashion, because I gotta, Politico, The Verge, Vox, Wall Street Journal, Variety, Entertainment, Hollywood Reporter, NPR, Financial Times, The Guardian, New York Times. Where is THR? I gotta put that in there. Hollywood Reporter, here you are. Why am I not following you? And I gotta add them to my list. Add to list, newsstand, add. Boom, done. Anyway, yeah, I love Molly Jong-Fast. She's at Vanity Fair. So I get the news, that's all of those sources curate my morning news feed, which is kind of great, actually. I really like it. And that's at Blue Sky. I'm having a great time there, man. It's really worthwhile. Hollywood Reporter's not posting a lot. They should. Anyway. So let's see. So let me check in with you guys. Yeah, Molly's over at Blue Sky. She's doing a great job. Film tonight, Complete Unknown. I'm going to see it this afternoon. I'm going to see it in about an hour and a half. Playing a little hooky this afternoon. Complete Unknown is tonight's movie. Last night was Nosferatu, which I loved. Wish it was easier to save posts on Blue Sky. Listen, they're just now getting the momentum. I say, hang on a second. Remember that everything that we're doing here on social media is totally free. I am donor-based. I don't have any paywalls, really. But Blue Sky, it's all free. Let's see, are there op-ed columnists you always go to? For example, Maureen Dowd. Right now, that's a great question, and that would really add to that source in my newsstand list. I don't know if I'd add Maureen to that these days. I should add Molly. Who else? Paul Krugman started a Substack. When Paul Krugman left the New York Times a couple weeks ago, he posted his last piece for the Times. I think it's been 2 weeks, maybe 3. It's just around the holidays. And Paul Krugman started a Substack that enables him to post whenever he wants. He can post every day, which he does. And he's such a nerd. He includes a movie or music recommendations. Fine. Fantastic. Anyway, I like Paul Krugman a lot. He's a good example of someone I would add to that list. And I would encourage anybody to subscribe to Paul's Substack. Let's see, do I post my newsstand list? It is public. If you go to my profile on Blue Sky, and you will see under my profile bio, you will see my lists. I'll show you. I will show you. So here's me on Blue Sky. This is my iPad. So here's my Blue Sky, right? I'm gonna try to do this and show you. There's my profile, George Hahn. It's just like Twitter. And if you scroll over, right here is my posts. And that's my posts feed, right? That's what I've posted. But if you scroll over this way, my lists, you do this with anybody's profile, and I've got lists. Gay Sky, I'm trying to figure out if there are any good gay exclusive sources, just cause. My newsstand, and the best. The best is just people who I think are funny. Molly's in there, I gotta look at the best again. But anyway, there's my newsstand feed. And that's it. This is the newsstand. This is mine. And these are my curated sources. These are the people or profiles in my newsstand. And here is the feed. And it's nice. Twitter used to do that. But NPR left Twitter, The Guardian left Twitter, really good sources left Twitter because Twitter's such a cesspool of fuckery. Why would you bother? So, Yeah. Mm. I love Substack as well. I do too. I don't have a Substack myself because I've got my blog and I've got my own newsletter and I own it. Like it's my list and stuff. But I would encourage anybody who is starting off, if you want to do a newsletter, go to Substack. It's a great source. It's a great resource. It's a great tool. David Remnick at The New Yorker, I agree. I like him a lot. But where can Blue Sky improve? Right now, videos are limited to 1 minute in length. And a simpler, easier verification system. I have a verified account, but like it was a little, like getting verified is slightly wonky. But that's it. Anyway, I have talked too long. I have to finish some work here, and then I'm going to go see my movie. I'm going to go see A Complete Unknown, see what all the fuss is about. And yeah, enjoy Blue Sky. Start an account, download it. It's also accessible on the web in a browser like Twitter and Threads. And that's it. It works best on a phone. I have it on my iPad also, but it's an iPhone app in the iPad, which is not ideal, but it is what it is. Anyway, love you guys. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye. Although tomorrow, am I going to see a movie at noon tomorrow? I'm seeing The Brutalist tomorrow. Anyway, have a great day. Love you guys. Thanks for watching and thanks for donating. Appreciate it.